Hey, welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to be looking at Grand Theft Auto and sorting my favourite from the series into a top 5. Where does your favourite rank on my list? Let's not waste time and dive right in to find out. Kicking off our list at number 5 is the groundbreaking title that set the stage for open world gaming as we know it today, Grand Theft Auto 3. I was a huge fan of the top-down 2D GTA games that were released on the PlayStation, and the announcement of a 3D open world GTA was mind-blowing at the time. For context, the closest we had gotten to something like that at the time was Urban Chaos, which I highly recommend checking out. Released in 2001, GTA 3 introduced us to a three-dimensional version of Liberty City, an expansive sandbox that provided freedom of exploration like no other. The gameplay was a massive leap forward from its predecessors, offering a vast open world to explore and plenty of opportunities to cause chaos. The story of a silent protagonist rising through the ranks of the criminal underworld kept me engaged, and the mission variety had me eager to push the story forward. The radio stations in this game served up several bangers with a few classics that still stick in my mind to this day.
Remember, this is your foot in the door, so keep your eyes on the road and off Misty.
Rollerblading into the fourth spot, we have Grand Theft Auto Vice City. This game's tone, vibe, and soundtrack can be credited with kickstarting my love for all things 80s. I mean, it's so up my street, I can see it from my house. Released in 2002, this game was all about capturing the glitz and glam of a Miami-inspired Vice City with some direct references to the hit show Miami Vice. The gameplay refined the mechanics that I loved in GTA 3, and the soundtrack not only complemented the setting, but became an integral part of the experience. I would load this game up just to live in the world and drive around listening to the music. It sucks that I can't play any of this in the video, but copyrights are. Moving on to number 3, we have Grand Theft Auto 4, an entry in the series that saw a departure from the lightheartedness of previous titles as it looked to present a more realistic look and feel to the franchise. Released in 2008, this game took us back to the gritty streets of Liberty City, but this time with a more mature and introspective tone. The story of Niko Bellic's search for the American dream in a world of crime and corruption was both compelling and emotionally charged. While I loved the characters and the story it was telling, I did feel a disconnect with what Niko was saying in cutscenes and what we were doing in missions. Niko's efforts to leave a life of crime behind were often at odds with the open world nature of the game, as we run through red lights, attack people, and cause chaos without a second thought. That small issue aside, the gameplay itself saw noticeable improvements in realism and physics, offering a more immersive experience and hours of fun playing with NPCs and the new ragdoll feature. Speaking of NPCs, they saw a huge upgrade in their behaviour, and one of my favourite things to do in the game was to cause fights between them until the police eventually came and arrested everybody involved.
Show me some ID.
Cousins, we are family. We should be like family and eat together. How about it?
All right, move it.
I don't want a full stomach for the stuff I have to do. Another time.
Our runner-up at number 2 is something I went back and forth on for a while, torn between San Andreas and Grand Theft Auto 5. Yes, GTA 5 is visually better and mechanically superior, but when it comes to being a perfect execution on a formula, there's not many that can touch San Andreas. To illustrate my point, I bought and downloaded the GTA Trilogy Definitive Edition so that I could capture footage for this video. And even with the remaster's notable flaws, I booted this game up and I simply couldn't put it down. I was instantly reminded of the countless hours I had spent in this game evading police, climbing Mount Chiliad, and looking for Bigfoot. This game captured my imagination like no game had done before, and it's every bit as endearing today as it was back then. Released in 2004, this game was a true evolution of the games that had come before it, offering RPG elements and an enormous world to explore. The story is compelling, the characters are memorable, and the soundtrack is iconic. It's simply one of the closest examples of a perfect video game you're likely to find. Yet, GTA 5 is somehow better. Yes, San Andreas takes the number 2 spot, and in at number 1, for the time being at least, it's GTA 5. GTA 5 is a true modern masterpiece and a phenomenal technical achievement. It is crazy to me how popular this game still remains after its initial release in 2013. They really outdid themselves with the expansive world of Los Santos and the surrounding areas. The gameplay improved upon the winning formula laid out by GTA 4 and introduced improvements in aiming, cover mechanics, and weapon customization. On top of that, the game provides a range of vehicles with much more realistic handling and physics. In a series first, the game introduced a trio of protagonists, each with their own unique abilities, adding further depth and variety. The interconnected storylines of Michael, Franklin, and Trevor kept me engaged throughout the campaign. The introduction of Trevor felt like a perfect response to my criticism of GTA 4, by introducing a character that was every bit as wild as the world around him. I definitely let loose playing as Trevor because it was much more in line with his character. In contrast, when playing as Michael, I always suited up and tried where possible to be smooth, to varying levels of success. Much like GTA 4, the radio station in GTA 5 is good, but the songs aren't as integral to the experience in the same way that the music is in, say, San Andreas and Vice City. Personally, I think this is because both GTA 4 and 5 take place in modern day, and thus the music is of the moment and similar to what we hear outside of the game. In contrast, Vice City and San Andreas are period pieces with period-appropriate music, further adding to the novelty of the setting. Still, a small knock against the music does nothing to take away from this monumental achievement in gaming. So there you have it, my top 5 GTA games of all time. Where will GTA 6 land on my list when it's inevitably released in the near future? Only time will tell. For now, be sure to let me know your favourite GTA game in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more gaming content.